Hey, Edible Lab here. Just back for another garden tour video today. It's about the end of August here in Sydney, Australia. So the end of winter, I would even say spring has started. In my opinion, spring sort of starts the very last week of around the very last week of August. Starts to get warmer. Things start flowering that would normally flower sort of in springtime, such as daffodils here. They're looking nice, coming up, new ones every day. Some of them have a bit of a nice smell, very pretty. Good sign that, spring has started. But I'm just going to go around the garden today and show off how things are doing, what's made it through the winter, what's been damaged. Well, basically everything has made it through the winter, but what's been damaged and what some things are waking up. And so we'll just get started. Here is this is a chestnut that I grew from seed last year. It's about a year old now. It lost all its leaves over winter, but you can see it's got a bud here. It's about to burst. Blueberry. This is the Sunshine Blue variety. It's a variety designed for the subtropics. It's low chill, so it's got lots of. It's just about to flower. The flower buds sort of starting to open. Got a lot of snow peas and just peas as well, just to eat. This is a fuchsia berry. As you can see, it's grown a lot. Doesn't do well in the sun in summer, but over this time of year it really kicks off and grows ridiculously. This one grows into some fuchsias are small, but this one grows into a small tree. It's got flower buds here. These will open soon and they will maybe set some fruit, which is edible. You can eat it. It doesn't have a lot of flavor, but it's alright. More snow peas. Eating these every day. It's very nice. There's some other veggies and stuff, so leafy greens. Rose apple actually has done incredibly good recently. It's put on, despite not doing a lot for a while, it's put on so much growth. Not affected by the cold at all, but we don't get very cold here. For those of you in America, I'm in USDA zone 11A, so it doesn't really get below, I don't know what the Fahrenheit is, but it doesn't really get below 5-6 Celsius here. So I think that's around 40, mid-40s in Fahrenheit perhaps. So the rose apple's putting on lots of this new growth. We had a lot of rain recently. It's been dry the past week, but we had lots and lots of rain, and I think it's really responded well to that. Loquat seedling, this is probably about 2 years old now. It's my biggest one. It's very big. When I get the chance, I'm planning to graft onto that. I already have another loquat that I succeeded in grafting. Back around here, some of the citrus. This is a mandarin imperial variety. It's starting to push growth and flower buds out. We got the Nagami kumquat, the Japanese kumquat. It's slower to wake up, but it had some fruit on it, so I think that slowed it down. Got a pomegranate here. Unsure of the variety of this. It made its first fruit last summer, which didn't fully develop, but there's hope for it this year. This will be going in the ground soon. A lot of these trees are going to be moving to my parents' new property in the Blue Mountains, so a lot of the colder climate trees, or ones that can survive in a bit of a colder climate, will be moving there, and they'll probably go in the ground. It's the bergamot orange, quite closely related to the lemon. It's about to flower soon as well. Then we got some stuff like this is the Australian native black apple. It's a Puteria, so it's in the Sapote family. This thing, it's also was originally native to the Sydney area, not affected by the cold, not affected by the heat. It just keeps on growing like an absolute beast. It's putting on new growth. It's growing really quite large, and I've only had this for a year. It's quite fast growing, and the foliage is quite attractive too. Got some pineapples in here that have all grown from supermarket pineapples. Ice cream bean. Look how big that is, and it was only maybe that big, and I got it July last year, and it's just a monster. I might consider cutting it back or see, if I can put it in the ground somewhere. few other things, mangoes. All the rain, they got a bit affected by anthracnose. So I had a bit of dieback, but I've just left it. They'll come back, I'm sure. More pineapples. These are some bulbs of like Asiatic lilies that I split up, that I grew last year. Yellow Jaboticaba is coming back, just at the base. After all that rain, it really liked it. This is all dead, but it's shooting back. Some other mango seedlings. Wampy, in the citrus family, is very slowly putting on this new growth. Very slowly pushing it out. But this is fine. Again, unaffected by the cold. Got these two here. These are two different species of Midgem berry. It's another Australian native little shrub in the myrtle family. Makes a little spotty fruit, which looks kind of like a blueberry. Kind of tastes a bit like a blueberry, but it has a bit of a eucalyptus-like taste, I would say. It's nice, nice tasting. Just a bit, yeah, quite similar to blueberry, I would liken it to. Around here, not much more, but we've got a few things. Some more loquat seedlings, dragon fruit cuttings. This is American Beauty that I've struck. These two are American Beauty. This was just an unnamed white, but it's kind of rotted a bit at the bottom. I don't think it will go too well. And here I've got, this is a marcoted or air-layered sapodilla of the Crassui variety. It's not doing too well. I don't know if it will survive. It had a bit of dieback. Yeah, I think it, I don't know, it just wasn't super healthy when I got it, and it didn't like me repotting it as well. I kind of, we'll see. It's a bit bit weak. It's losing some leaves. This is the Brazilian guava, Psidium guineense. Yeah, this is all from the cold. The leaves sort of turned all red and stuff, but it didn't really lose leaves, and it set these two fruits in like the end of summer. These little flowers, and this tree's like really young. I haven't even had this for a year, and it's got these two fruits, and they're actually developing over winter. So I'm excited to see if they fully ripen and I get to try them. Otherwise, if we go around, this is a type of orchid that's like getting ready to flower like crazy. A lot of things have woken up. The mulberry has woken up. That big one there, mulberry. Various veggies here. This is a Australian sort of native pepper variety. It's called a Tasmanian mountain pepper. Tastes a bit like, yeah, makes a little berry fruit that tastes similar to pepper. These are various Australian native acacia species, or what we call wattle. Various ones here. They all look very different. Australia has over 900 species of acacia that are native. This one is a sort of, some of them are yellow flowered, some of them are white flowered. This is a white flowered variety. You can see this is the fruit on there. They're in the, they're a legume, so they're nitrogen fixing. They're good companion plants, and they grow very well as like support species. In here we got, this is an Atherton raspberry. This is an Australian native raspberry species. Same genus as the regular raspberry. It's got a flower, and it looks like it might have set a fruit. Yeah, I mean, they're nice fruit. They're a bit dry, not juicy as a regular raspberry. They taste pretty much the same. This one has no thorns, but normally, quite often they do have thorns. Some taro here. Then we get to some of the tropicals, and we see how they're doing. All the Suriname cherries took a bit of cold damage. They did lose some leaves. A lot of them went very sort of red and took this cold damage, but now that it's gotten a bit warmer, they're all putting on new growth. You can see they're all shooting out already. All these new leaves on every single one that I have. There's some more over there. This one's also, you can see, got these new leaves. This one's all got new leaves, and the new leaves are kind of red too. They look very nice. I do like the Suriname cherry. Fruit's good too. Another mango seedling. This is a Jamun or Jambalan plum. Syzygium cumini. It's a cutting, but it's been very slow to get going, but it's now putting on a little bit of growth now that it's warmed up. You can see just there. Got a few Jaboticabas here. This is the red hybrid. Yeah, it's got buds ready to go and push out new growth. This is just a seedling. Got a white sapote here, the Kampong variety. This is grafted. I've had it a while, but it's just, because it's a graft, it's just tried to flower and hasn't really pushed any growth. I've got to say, it's not the greatest, but I have seedlings and they're just growing like crazy. So at some point I'm going to try and graft this on, but there's not really any part I could take to graft on at the moment, unfortunately. Then here we got another Jaboticaba. This is just the regular Sabra, the Plinia Jaboticaba, Plinia cauliflora, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's doing well. It's actually pushing out. This is a grafted one. It didn't really do much for a while, but now that it's started to get warm, it's pushing out a ridiculous amount of growth all over. Like absolutely all over it. You can see it's lost some leaves. I think it's just been windy. It didn't really suffer from the cold at all. It was just fine. But yeah, I think all that rain, it's just pushed out a lot of growth. But that's basically that. And then I have another Jaboticaba. This is the Phatrantha or Costada. This one's got some new growth. It had a bit more. This one I think is slightly more cold sensitive. It had a bit of dieback, but overall it's okay. Got some other stuff here. This is just a random blackberry that I'm going to get rid of. It's actually got a flower bud already. But this one doesn't even lose all its leaves here in winter. Really shows how we don't get that cold here. It's another chestnut that I grew from seed. Dropped all its leaves and now it's actually pushing out. The buds have burst this week. So it's quite cool to see. Around here, wax jambu. It grew very, very fast. I believe this is an air layer. I bought this from just a nursery. But it hasn't done anything since like February. It's been really... It's just sort of froze in time after I repotted into this big pot. And I checked the bottom and it does look... I mean, I might not be able to show you. It's very heavy actually, but... it had roots sort of at the bottom of the pot. So, I don't know, like... It just hasn't put any new growth. It just looks kind of crappy. Hasn't done a lot in a while, but I'm hoping it will do something. Maybe I'll be able to find somewhere to put it in the ground. I think if I put it in the ground, it will just take off. Here we got my first successful grafted plant that I grafted myself. This is a loquat seedling I grew myself, and I got some scions off someone in Sydney and grafted on the Nagasaki Wase, the Japanese variety. And so yeah, it pushed out these leaves first and it's pushing some new growth, which is great to see. So I'm excited to see how that goes. And then maybe once this grows a bit more, I can take some scions from this and graft onto my other seedlings. Acerola, Barbados cherry, not affected by the cold. Not affected by the cold. Looks great. I'm planning to... It does get this, hard to show, but it has some sort of leaf miner type pest that does attack some of the leaves. Like you can see some damage from that, but otherwise it's fine. Look, it's even like, I think the tip sort of died off here, but it's been growing. Kind of stopped around winter, but it's grown a lot, and yeah, I'm planning to take some cuttings of that. Rollinia. Survived winter outside, unprotected, other than the protection from this large jacaranda tree. Yeah, you can see it doesn't look incredible, but and the top bit died, but it's got buds. It's gonna shoot out again. It's a bit loose in the ground. I need to properly I need to stake it a little better, but it's doing okay. It's a white sapote again. This is a seedling, and you can see it just didn't stop growing. So it's already, I might need to get it out of this pot, and already these things are very vigorous. It's a Grimmel Jaboticaba, solid trunk on it. it's got buds ready to put on new growth too, that are definitely about to shoot out. I also have some grafts. I got some scions from someone in Sydney that I grafted. Oh, this might have been a while ago, and it was winter, so it's probably not the greatest time to graft, but I just did it anyway. And I don't know if these will work. I mean, Gibboticabas are meant to be quite notoriously hard to graft. Sorry about that. It's got, the Grimmel Gibboticaba here, large leaf variety. It's got I did some grafts on it. I got some scions from someone who has actually a mature tree here in Sydney that they just have in a pot. I got to try the fruit as well and really liked it. So you can see it's got some newish leaves and pushing out some new growth. It's about to push out some new growth too, but it's doing well. I grafted it maybe 2 months ago or so even though it was winter. Don't know if they'll succeed or not. Gibboticabas are meant to be notoriously hard to graft, so we'll see if anything actually happens. Another white sapote seedling. It's a kiwi berry. This is the Issai variety. It's waking up. This is meant to be low chill. Also meant to be like the only kiwi berry that's actually self-pollinating. Otherwise, like kiwi berries, it's very closely related to the kiwi fruit. They generally need male and female to get fruit, but this one apparently is partially self-pollinating and will actually set fruit on its own. It's another Australian native edible fruit. This is the Australian native currant. I believe the genus is Antidesma. It did flower and make some fruit that didn't fully develop last year. I think this is growing from a cutting, but you can see it's getting ready to put on some new growth. It's like quite slow growing. I don't know if that's just because the soil isn't right for it or not though, but it's a nice enough looking plant. Then I got my my tamarind, Indian tamarind. It's like kind of semi-deciduous. It has died back a little bit. It's lost most of the leaves, but it will shoot back soon. I'm sure. I think in about a month this thing is going to be already taking off and growing like crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if it puts on a huge amount of growth this season. This is the giant lau lau, or the Syzygium megacarpa, as in it's got gigantic leaves. I mean, this leaf is maybe half the size of my forearm. It's maybe 40 centimeters long, over a foot long. It's gigantic. It's taken a bit of damage from the cold, lost some leaves, mainly because of the wind, but it's really doing fine. And this was meant to really not like the cold. It's meant to be they say it's quite tropical. It's from the Pacific Islands, but it's doing fine. I was also suspicious whether or not this was mislabeled and is actually Malay apple, because they do look quite similar, but I guess we'll have to find out. But they should have had a similar level of cold tolerance. This is the Quaimuck, an Artocarpus related to the jackfruit. It's one of the most cold tolerant Artocarpus. It's native to southern China, so it can take fairly cold weather, and it has just not stopped growing throughout the winter, and it's quite large. I might send that one up to the Blue Mountains to see how it goes. If it survives there, it'll probably be the only one growing in the whole Blue Mountains. Wouldn't be surprised if it would be. These some Achacha seedlings, Garcinia humilis, that I grew from seed myself from store-bought fruit here in Australia. You can get it. They grow it here up in northern Australia in the tropics. It's another chestnut seedling, a lot of loquat seedlings, a longan seedling that's doing okay. Canistel is one of my first plants I got. Doesn't really take any damage over winter. Took no damage. Just slows to a halt, doesn't grow. It needs to be consistently warm before this actually puts on growth. So it might be a while before it starts growing again, but it put on a decent amount of growth last season. It went from there and maybe went all the way up to there. So it put on a good 40 centimeters or more even, maybe 50. So we'll see how much it grows this year. Maybe not this season, but maybe next season we can expect to see flowers on it. Got a few other things. Pitomba. No, not affected by the cold. The Pitomba. Got two of them. Supposedly you need cross-pollination. This one's doing, well. They're just small jackfruit seedlings that I grew myself from seed in about March, so they're about 6 months old, and this has survived the winter, largely unprotected. More longan seedlings, it's not looking the best. This one died, probably from the cold, it's because it's very small. This is supposedly cherry of the Rio Grande. It looks a lot like my Pitomba. I mean, I bought this advertised as cherry of the Rio Grande. The foliage looks so similar, but it feels different. This feels more waxy and less soft. It's a different feeling to the Pitomba. But who knows what this is going to end up being, because it doesn't really look much like cherry of the Rio Grande that I've seen before. Other plants in here include my second imperial star apple, Chrysophyllum imperiale, related to the regular star apple, but quite a rare endangered tree that's native to Brazil, and has this very striking foliage, and it does produce an edible fruit as well. I haven't tried the fruit, but there is a fruiting tree in Sydney in the botanical gardens. Another cha-cha seedling, some citrus seedlings. This one's doing quite well. Guava seedlings. Some little coffee seedlings that I left out. They've survived. They've taken a bit of damage, but they're doing okay. This is, I believe, a Sapodilla seedling. It's doing all right. Not really affected by the cold. This is another Australian native fruiting plant. This is, again, another Syzygium morii, or the Coolamon. It's endangered in its native range, but yeah, I've tasted the fruit of this. It's a white fruit, kind of like palm-sized maybe, but not too big. But it tastes a lot like a green apple, so it's nice. But probably best to cook with. Just some other random, apple seedlings I just grew for fun. Some of them are doing okay. It's an apricot, lost its leaves and it's shooting out new growth again. Some avocado seedlings that I'm planning to graft onto mango seedlings. Wasabi that I'm growing here. Split it up, so I got a few plants there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 of those there. There's some Makrut limes or Thai lime seedlings. Some more pineapples, a lot of pineapples. This is a Davidson's plum and another native Australian fruit. I have a large one over there that does fruit and flower, quite large. They are very, very slow growing and do not grow very large. But this one was meant to be a different species, but I do think it's just the same species as the one I have over there, and I think it was mislabeled, unfortunately. But that one, took a beating from the winter. But once they get established, they're okay. But they're from the subtropics, so they don't exactly like the cold very much. So finger lime. What variety was this? Pink ice. This did make some fruit. It was nice, but I'm not very good growing finger limes somehow. Australian native citrus, but yeah. It's just a bit yellow, hasn't really put on much growth. Let's get a closer look at the Davidson's plum here. So you see it's probably only about 2 meters tall. Not even, it's about 6 foot tall, similar height to me. It does put on growth. The growth looks stunning. It's pink, bright pink, like red, pink, crimson growth, and it flowers on the trunk and fruits on the trunk. The fruit is extremely sour. And yeah, you really want to make something like a jam with it. Loquat tree. This is a seedling tree. It's very large. It has set some fruit, not very much. Fruits very sporadically, as it is a seedling. That's probably why. And the fruit is not great, although I have actually tasted commercial loquat varieties and didn't find the fruit that impressive. Just a little bit mild sweetness, juicy, but not incredible. A few other things. Peach. This is a flat peach. It's a little too high chill for Sydney. doesn't really fruit well here. I think it made one fruit last year, but as you can see, it's about to flower. It's got some flower buds that are probably going to open in a few days, so I'm excited to see those at least. They're nice. And I've taken some signs from this, and there's an existing peach tree at my parents' property in the Blue Mountains, so I'm going to graft onto that. Avocado, it's actually a seedling tree. It's very old, maybe 15 years, but fruit's not great. And the possums love eating the new growth. You can see it gets destroyed. But yeah, I mean, that's most of everything. Got some other stuff there, citrus, big lime tree there. There's a lemon behind it. Lemonade over there, which is a lemon orange hybrid. It's a nice fruit. Some Australian natives in here. Banksia, another acacia. This one's native to Sydney. That's an apple behind it. It's meant to be golden delicious, but it's never fruited. Basically never flowered here. It's not cold enough. But yeah, this one's a nice one. Sydney golden wattle. It flowers from about August to September. Flowers are starting to die, but the bees love them and they smell nice too. Anyway, I think that's about enough. Might come back again with another update soon once it starts getting a bit warmer and we get some more growth on things. But otherwise, that's all for now, and see you in the next one.